What's up? Good morning, world. Good morning, world. It's a beautiful day out today. Look at this bedhead. Look at this bedhead, though. How y'all doing? Look at it. Bro, we in the woods now. I live like right over there. We out in the woods. How y'all doing today? You guys doing well? People like, yo, what's he doing live right now? What are we gonna talk about today? Welcome to spring, yo. Get yourself outdoors. I want to talk about synchronicity, man. I want to talk about when things come together. Because we always be talking about the separational things. Bruh, and it's crazy. Because even the people nowadays who trying to preach oneness still are preaching separation, yo. Because we add all these things, and because at the end of the day, you see every single person and races and everything's vulnerabilities. I was watching a Sadhguru thing yesterday, and he was talking about fruit and eating fruit, and then somehow he had to say like that people from India are known to be way smarter because of their fruit consumption. Now, like, granted, if that's true or not, it's facts anyway, right? But now you create another superiority complex, man. We got mad superiority complexes, but not real supreme. And Sadhguru, that dude, he's a good dude. Trust me, good dude, right? What he's trying to promote is good. Feel me? He's not out here doing anything malicious, but still, it's like, how can we keep creating the superiority? Just like the consciousness, like conscious community becomes more of a superiority, right? Because like we turn light, which is like what we all are actively, we make it a tangible thing, and then we say only certain people possess it. Light, everything is light, everyone is light. Light is not a tangible thing, it's not money, bro. It's not money. Everyone got information. Everyone got something for you if you're willing to accept it. It's all about allowance, right? Universal allowance. He was like, well, how come some people know some things and other people don't? Because universal allowance. Some people aren't allowed to know certain things in their life because their life experience only needs them to know certain things. And that's okay, right? That's why we're able to learn so much through others, because we are able to relate to them. It's very important. These things are very important, right? But we can't turn this all into superiority complexes, man. Bruh, and I get it, because a lot of people who are conscious are like empaths, you know what I mean? Are INFJs, are people who felt deeply in points in their life. That's why they were always trying to understand, right? Because you as an empath or you as a conscious being probably were trying to understand things your whole life. You're trying to understand why you felt the way you did, or why you were responding the way you did, all those different things. And that's real. It's so real. Like, it's so real in the field. Like, real facts. It's so real in the field, bro. So that's why you gotta just take your time at times, right? And visualize and see what it is that we're talking about here, right? Because it's very easy to see where we're at. It's very easy to see where we're at right now in society. It's very easy to see where we're at in our realities at the moment, right? And I get it, because a lot of us were in growth, right? You're trying to understand yourself. And a lot of empaths and stuff end up becoming light workers because self-understanding, because understand why you feel the way you do, why you react to the things the way you do, what's the best way for you to live, why are you coming in contact with such intense personalities and personas, what created these things. And once we can start to break those things down, then you see everything. It's like, yo, I could see that. Once you learn psychology, you can see how the mind works. Once you learn sociology, you can see how groups work. Once you learn financial systems and his story, even though we don't fuck with it, you can see why there are certain displacements going on. You see all these things, right? Because it's supposed to make you empathetic, not superior. Sympathetic, empathetic, right? It's supposed to make you one because you understand, right? But we can't be building superiority complexes, because everything before it was what it was today was the same thing but in a different form, right? We always talk about like vibrating into realities and shit, like, bruh, throughout history, the world was so many different centrics. Like, because there was a point where, like, the Ottoman Empire was running shit, right? So, like, the world was more, like, Islam, like, Muslim-centric or, like, Middle Eastern-centric and all these different things. So, like, at every point in this reality, the world's been centered in different places, bro. It has been. So we gotta just understand how to cooperate and cohabitate, or we just create another reality that's the same as one of the ones before, because all these realities are based on some form of superiority complex, right? Because you got white people who use the meek shall inherit the earth. They use that as a way for them. Do you feel me? They use that as a way for them to be taken over power, because they're the least amount of people on the planet. Right, so we could use the same doctrine in Bible that someone who uses it for, okay, the meek shall inherit the earth, when it comes to, okay, like people who live humbly, live below their means, live in tune with the planet, they'll inherit the earth, right? That was a thing, right? But there's so many different ways, the as above, so below, that when we interpret these things, we stop needing to do it as a superior. Like, just because I'm living a humble life doesn't make me superior to anyone. It just makes me me. And what I'm going to be granted with at the end of my reality, or I'm going to be granted with during this reality, I'll see. But I wasn't any greater or less in the moving towards it. Right? I wasn't any greater or less than anyone. I was just me moving towards it with what I was allotted and allowed. My universal allowance gave me a certain way and a certain amount of things that I was able to impact or experience throughout my reality, because everyone has certain and different things that they're allowed to experience and take into their reality. Hold up, let's ground. Now, when you ground, did you guys know that dirt is a lot more conductive than grass? So, like, you want to try and get your feet on dirt. So if you see what I did here, I just kind of cleared it out a little bit, right? You want to get your feet in the dirt as opposed to the grass. Grass kind of ruins the conduction, which is crazy why they have grass everywhere, right? But you want to be more in the dirt. The more you are in the dirt, the easier it is. You're more conducive that way. But that's something else. That's for grounding, right? Remember, hypertension, E is getting in tune with your reality. But this is one of the spaces I go, right? I live over there, you see? Like through those woods. But this is like all woods around me, right? That's just like one other thing I want to talk about. We gotta figure out ways to bring each other together and uplift each other. With no catch-22s, man. There's so many catch-22s. And I go through that with like relationships, because like I find that like the way you're able to relate to someone else in a romantic or like a love type setting shows like where your pitfalls and stuff are in other places, right? I find that I'd be too giving sometimes, right? I know that for me, probably me sometimes like I can get over humble in that idea of humbleness, right? Where I won't really fully speak on my knowledge all the time. I won't speak on my shit because I got caught up in that humbleness, right? But then you see other people who preach humbleness and then speak superiority all the time. Because consciousness wasn't created, and the light isn't a tangible thing. The light is an ever-present and existing thing, right? It's source. It's constantly running. It's pulse, right? Source is pulse. Light is pulse, right? It's constantly. So you're always emitting light. That's why sometimes you could say this person is dark, but if you like, people be like, "Yo, Donald Trump's evil, motherfucker." I'd be like, "Yo, I guarantee you, if you go on YouTube, you could find a Donald Trump interview where he was speaking some light." And you could be like, light. Yo, light. Light. So don't let anyone act like light is tangible. Light's not money. Everyone got light. It's whether you accept the light, right? Whether you accept that light from that person or not. That's the only thing that matters. If that light seems valid. Because there's definitely pure lights that come out of impure beings, because no one's more perfect than another. We're all perfectly imperfect. Understand what that means. Understand what that growth is about. When you break down reality, you understand what's going on out here? Bro, it's all light. No one's got more light or less light. Everyone's light. You even admit your own light. So like you are light in your own being, right? So it's hard. You can't possess more or less. You got it. You want it, you got it, dripping like. But anyway, that was a quick thought for the morning. Do something self-actualize yourself today. Figure out what it is gonna make you happy today. Get outside. Vibe with your environment. I love you all. I love myself. Peace.